Hello. I thought I would go through some of the books I got for Christmas presents this year. I got 4 this year. I always get some books to keep me going through the year for Christmas. I always put some on my list. There's only actually one of these I actually had on my list, but the others are also nice books. So here's the 4. So the first one is a book I'd not seen before or heard of, but it's a nice book. It's called Lundy Rockall Dogger Fairall, a celebration of the islands around Britain. So we do go on holiday and try and find sort of different places to go, nice places to explore. We've been to Scotland a few times and been to Mull and Skye, and we'd like to do the Outer Hebrides and places like that. We like to explore different places around the country. So this book has intersections into England, Wales, Scotland. Might have Ireland, I'm not sure. I think it has. And it's got, I don't know if it's all the islands, but it's certainly got the larger ones. So it's got like the Channel Islands, Isle of Wight, Isle of Man, Lundy, Scilly Isles. So it's got a 2-page spread on all the islands. Bit of information about them. So certainly a good jumping off point on places to go and see and go and find out more about them. Hence, so here's some of the Scottish islands. So it's really, really interesting book. Certainly use that for inspiration on planning some of our travel, and go and see what we can find. So that's a really nice book. We'll definitely use that getting out and travelling this year. Second book, these two were both charity shop finds, by the way. So they were both. So that one was 99p. That was £1.50. Both basically brand new, which is absolutely fine by me. So this is a book called A Year in the Life of the Yorkshire Shepherdess, 1 Husband, 8 Children and 1,000 Sheep, by Amanda Owen. She's recently been on Ben Fogle's programme. It's quite interesting. Obviously, not really into sheep farming, being not eating meat. But it's a nice story about the British countryside, and a nice family who, lots of children and nice outdoor life. So I'm sure I will enjoy it anyway. So it looks nice book, lots of nice pictures in it. Nice long book, a nice read. So I shall certainly enjoy reading that. The next one is a new book. It's Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Doherty. This is a book I asked for, or any of the books by her, really. If you're not aware of her work, she's on YouTube. That's how I heard about her. I watch her videos quite a lot. And she's a mortician in LA. She tries to run a more green. She has a lot of green burials, natural burials, and is very pro people's rights and people being involved in the whole funeral kind of service and whole sort of process of death and funerals and all that kind of stuff, which I know some people might find weird, whatever, but she's very, very interesting. Really nice way of talking. She's done some TED Talks. She's done 3 books, I think, and lots of YouTube videos. I find her really interesting and really, really interesting to watch. And I'm sure her books will be a good read as well. I think this might be her second book. I think she's also got a book called something like "Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs," which is more from questions from kids about death and funerals. and there's another book as well. So yeah, check her out. I really enjoy her videos. I'm sure I'll enjoy her book. It'll be a good read. And the last one is this book, which I've actually already read most of last night, laying on the sofa reading that. It's Veg in One Bed by Hugh Richards. Again, I'm pretty sure Hugh is on YouTube, does videos about gardening, vegetable growing. So it's someone I was aware of. And yeah, it's a good concept, actually. It's quite an interesting one that will help us plan our vegetable growing this year. It's about growing vegetables, starting off growing vegetables in I think he said 3 metre by 1.2 metre raised bed over a year. And the really useful bit about it is he's got a plan. So it tells you about making raised beds, why you could do it, all that kind of stuff, and a step-by-step guide of each month on what to do, which is really useful because it's quite hard to work out when you should do stuff. But this page is kind of the really useful bit that I'm going to modify to our needs and what we want to grow on our beds. So basically it's split the bed into 10 sections, 10 1-foot sections, and then it's got the months across the top. So when you should be sowing things, growing them, earthing up potatoes, that kind of thing, harvesting. And it's got the sort of 10 sections spread out over the year. And he has got some alternative plans in the back as well. It tells you about each vegetable and what you should be doing in each month. So I think that's a really good book. It'll be a good reference book. And certainly one I'll take inspiration from this year to plan our vegetable beds, make sure we get everything in on time, and try and make the most of the space. So yeah, it's a good book. Again, I quite like his YouTube channel. Has some good information on there. Very similar stuff to this book. Yeah, so that's another one I shall enjoy. And as I said, I've already read a lot of it, but it is a good reference book that I'm sure I will come back to over the years and make use of. So it's not sort of one that you read and then disappears off into the cupboard. So yeah, that's really cool. Some nice books to read over the next few weeks, and in sometimes sort of longer term. Hope you enjoyed seeing what books I've got this Christmas. Hope you've got some nice presents. I'm going to do another video about the other sort of things I got for Christmas. So hopefully you watch that as well. And I hope you're having a really nice Christmas as well.